Hi, everyone. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I changed the order of the live streams. These are going to be short live streams. The other video is still downloading, so I'm going to go ahead and do this one first. This is an attorney, a Black female attorney, right? This is someone who went to law school, and instead of using her legal knowledge to help her community, she's using it as an instrument of oppression. And this is what a lot of these attorneys do. So I'm using her as an example to show that this is really typical for Black attorneys, that they don't use it to help their own community. Let's go ahead and get started. Do I want to? Yeah, let's go ahead and get started.
Good morning, Judge Corsi.
Good morning.
Yes, Your Honor, I'm ready. Thank you so much, Your Honor. I do apologize. I did have a trial this morning before Judge Wong, and we sent the conflict.
Now, they always call these people sovereign citizens. They don't call themselves sovereign citizen because a citizen is a subject. And so they don't consider themselves citizens. They consider themselves sovereign nationals. I know a lot of y'all call them the Moors, and a lot of them are the Moors, but Moors are part of a larger movement. It's not just the Moors. They're basically just anarchists. So, you can call you. I feel like people are putting labels on them that they don't accept themselves. They don't all consider themselves to be Moors, or they don't all consider themselves to be sovereign citizens. They're nationals. They're basically just anarchists.
Letter to the person who no longer the staff attorney that's no longer with Judge Berry. So my sincere apologies. And I thought my paralegal filed it, but she probably did not.
Okay, so her paralegal didn't file this document, and she's going to sit up here and make excuse. This is the problem, right? They hold pro se litigants to a much higher standard than they hold attorneys. When the attorney is neglectful, it's considered excusable neglect. But when you make a mistake, now they don't give you any type of leeway. They're saying that they're holding you to the standard of an attorney, but they're actually holding you to a standard that is higher than an attorney.
So you may proceed.
Yes, Your Honor. This matter was, a while back, Your Honor, 20. And
I want y'all to take note of how many times she refers to him as Your Honor. And I know you're supposed to do that as a respect to the court, but this woman is literally sucking up. She's literally a bedouin. She said, Your Honor, Your Honor, Your Honor.
In 2020, Your Honor, this was a legitimation action with petition for legitimation to establish custody, child support, and visitation. Your Honor, when we went to court, Your Honor, we filed a motion to compel, I think, in that case, Your Honor, and opposing side, the defendant did not respond. Your Honor, per that order, Your Honor, we ended up filing a petition. The petitioner ended up filing a motion for contempt, Your Honor, because the court ordered that. We end up filing a motion for contempt, Your Honor, because the defendant owed $2,755.40 of attorney fees. Your Honor, and I think that was encompassed because she failed to respond to the motion to compel.
Remember how I told you about these attorney's fees? Now, that's considered low. That's on a very low end. Usually, you're going to be paying a lot more for that. If just for a week, so let's say you have a family custody dispute or something like that, or let's say your attorney racks up 40 hours of attorney's fee. You could end up paying $10,000 for that. And it's not like you have a choice. They have given themselves a monopoly, and so they get to rack up all these attorney's fees. And in this case, she's going to bill it back to the defendant in this case, and now she's trying to use her law degree, her law license. It's not the degree because I have a degree. It's the license. She's basically a license thief. She's trying to oppress her own people. Okay, I want y'all to I want y'all to continue listening to what's about to happen.
And Judge Berry granted me that motion. And Your Honor, we attached it to the plaintiff's motion for incarceration, Your Honor, that was attached as Exhibit A.
Okay, so she's trying to have this black woman thrown in a cage because that black woman didn't pay her egregious attorney's fees. This is her supposed to be helping her own people.
Your Honor, since that time, Your Honor, we've appeared before Judge Berry a few times, Your Honor, and surprisingly, this is the first time Ms. Lott has appeared since that petition, since our trial in 2020. Your Honor, I've tried to reach out to Ms. Lott a few times, Your Honor, to no avail. Your Honor, she's been included on all of the email correspondence with the court.
Okay, they always say this. An email is not a proper method of service. You're supposed to have them personally served or served by mail. Why are you emailing her? Unless it is a court that is registered for electronic service, just sending someone email is not service.
Your Honor, she's willfully failed and refused to pay the attorney fees. Your Honor, last time we were in court, I think Judge Berry, I thought she granted the contempt and stated that because we did request for incarceration, Your Honor, and I guess we're here and just we're asking that Ms. Lott is incarcerated until the $2,755.40 is paid, Your Honor.
I want y'all to keep in mind that this is not a criminal case. This is a civil case. So she's basically requesting a contempt. I guess there's a contempt order that's already in place. I don't know. I didn't do any background investigation of this case. I don't even know who these people are, but it's a civil contempt order. And so she's trying to have this black woman thrown in a cage because she didn't pay her attorney fees. She's not even her attorney. She's representing someone else. Who knows who the client is, but she wants her money from this black woman, and she's going to have her thrown in the cage in order to get it.
And Your Honor, I am asking for attorney fees for today. Your Honor, and even me having to file this motion and continue to, I guess, seek attorney fees from Ms. Lott, Your Honor.
Boo-hoo. They want to be compensated for their time, but they can hail you into court and waste your time, force you to take off work. You don't get compensated for it. This is why these sovereign citizens, these Moors, they always serve the state with their fee schedule. Because I mean, these are they're never upheld, but they immediately give them a fee schedule so that they can claim that they're basically billing them for wasting their time. And I'm going to be showing y'all this, and because I have more videos that I'm not going to get to today, but pretty soon I want y'all to see their tactics. I don't think they work, but it's interesting nevertheless.
What are you asking for today?
Your Honor, Your Honor, for today, Your Honor, I'm asking for $1,500, Your Honor.
She's asking for $1,500 for a 30. Okay, this is probably a 30-minute appearance, if not less. I don't know what type of work she did prior to this, but according to her, it was her paralegal who drafted the document. So she's getting $1,500 for maybe 2 hours of labor. That seemed unconscionable to me.
And I can provide my affidavit to the court, Your Honor. We had to communicate with the court, Your Honor. I've been practicing law since 2008, Your Honor. I've been in good standing since that time. Your Honor, I charge my client a flat fee of the $1,500 just to try to see, just so we can file this motion.
Again, a flat fee. So she's getting her money up front. She's getting her cut. It doesn't matter how much work she actually did. A flat fee, she could have only done, 30 minutes of work, and she's getting a flat fee. But you're not paying for the service. You're paying for the fact that she has a license. She has a monopoly over the practice of law. So you don't have the option to hire who you want. So you're going to be price gouged by shyster attorneys like her.
For incarceration.
Okay. All right, Ms. Lott. Raise your right hand. You swear or affirm the evidence you're about to present in the matter and hearing should be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth.
Your Honor, are you judging me?
You want to call it that, but I assume you want to testify on your own behalf.
Yes, I do. And if the attorney is not going to be sworn in, that is a conflict of interest. And I have filed motion.
And she's absolutely correct, because I've made a similar objection that when I go in court, they make me take an oath, but then the attorney doesn't have to take an oath, and because they are already assuming that the attorney is more credible, so it's inherently biased just from the outset. Yeah, and I actually made the prosecutor take an oath before he stood up. So yeah, I wasn't going for that crap, and I'm glad that she made that objection.
I filed a quo warranto because I have searched for law licenses and I have not found any. There's been no true judges since 1789, and the United States filed a Chapter 11 in 1933, which lost their sovereignty as a government. So I can't even be heard here. I have asked the court to provide me documentation stating that this is an Article 3 court. I have not gotten anything back from the judge with any type.
Article 3 means that this is a court that is established by the Constitution. This is not an Article 3 court because it's established by the state legislature. So it's basically an Article 1 court. It's a statutory court, not a constitutional court, not a court of common law. And so the sovereigns, I don't know what to call them. I don't think that they attach a label to themselves, but they don't recognize the authority of these courts because they're not under common law, or they're not under the Constitution.
The documentation from the Attorney General, from the Secretary of State. You guys have not had permission to try me, and no law is above God's law. So I cannot honor any of your laws. It supersedes every single law that you guys have given me. I have tried to settle this in court. I have filed a fiduciary relationship. 56. I am friends with the IRS. I have attempted to settle with a $20 money order because there is no money with the court, and everything was sent back. So rejection of payment is payment, Your Honor. And
she's partially right. So there's under the UCC and under most state business codes, if not all, I don't know, I haven't researched it, but I know in my state this provision applies under the Texas Business Code, that you have to dispute the debt, right? You have to do a debt verification, which they usually do. They do a debt verification, and then they will send them a negotiable instrument, which is a check or a money order, and what you're supposed to write on the check is paid in full. If they accept it, then it's considered paid in full. Now, I did this myself, and they accepted, it's set paid in full, and then they still try to say, no, under the law, once you accept it, I don't know about if they reject it, I don't think that is considered paid, because it's a negotiable instrument. Rejecting the payment is not payment. I don't think she's right about that part, but I haven't researched that.
My religion strongly prohibits any satanic laws or rituals, and I cannot serve two masters. So either I don't even know what to do here in this matter, because I have asked to be tried in an Article 3 court. This is not a court of equity. God's law trumps all laws made by man. God also says no man should be judged, or you will be judged. This is my religion. I have not broken any of God's laws. I have not committed any crimes. I have not harmed my offspring. I am the first lien holder on my child's estate. So there is nothing that I can do for Miss LaFleur, and I will not be paying it because my God told me not to. He gave me the instructions on what to do, and you guys refused it. You guys refused my quo warranto because it wasn't written in the way that you accepted, but I am not under your laws. I am friends with the IRS. I have sent out my documentation. I have my own contract with myself. I don't have a contract with you guys. I have not signed anything, and I am not
and I'm going to be explaining this further, down the road, but basically they don't always do it right, but they create a power of attorney, because their argument is that a person is a fictitious entity. So when you held them into court, you're not actually bringing them to a court into the court. You're bringing into court a fictitious entity, which is a corporation. They're saying that persons are corporations. So what they'll say is that they have power of attorney over that person, that corporation, but they are not the actual corporation. So it doesn't seem to ever work. I don't know why they keep using that. And somebody told me to try that, and I'm like, yeah, it didn't work. Because even if they're right, these lawyers, these judges, they don't know anything about that admiralty law and stuff. They're trained about basic statutory law and following the Supreme Court. They don't know anything about this. So I don't know that they're wrong, but it's still not, even if they are right, it's not something that attorneys are trained in law school or, it's some ancillary like side thing that most people don't know about.
14th Amendment corporate war citizen. I am a natural person. That is what I have to say.
You have any questions for Ms. Lott, Ms. St. Fleur?
Yes, Ms. Lott, were you present in court for the petition for a legitimation with Tariq Crump?
Ms. LaFleur, can you provide me your?
It's St. Fleur. It's St. Fleur. It's not LaFleur. If we're gonna quote all of these articles, make sure you get my name right. It's St. Fleur.
St. Fleur.
It's St. Fleur. Were you in court? I mean, I'm not sure if any of the articles could tell me, but were you in court?
Questions. I have no further answers for any of your questions. I said what I said. This law does not trump God's law. I'm under God's law, and that's it.
Well.
Okay. But if she had answered the question, what she would have said is, I was not in court. I was a representative of the estate of Ashante. That's how they do it. They don't make appearances. They appear on behalf of their corporate personhood.
Anything further, Ms. St. Fleur?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Lott, we have an order that was entered back on February 13th of this year, saying you had 10 days to pay this $2,755.40. Do you have any proof that any payment was made?
I have the proof here, and this was sent back to me. This is the money order that I sent to the court.
That's
Your
that
law-
$20 thing you said?
Yes, it is. That is the settlement that is written in your laws. I did send the thing. They sent it back, and refusal of payment is payment. So I will handle it with the IRS from here.
Well, $20.
Again, she would have to write paid in full, and they would actually have to accept it. And then once that negotiable instrument is processed, then that can be considered payment in full. But if she rejected it, I don't think she's right about that.
Doesn't equal $2,755.40.
Or any court fees cannot supersede to $20, and that is what I paid as a natural person. I don't know about any U.S. citizen. I'm not a U.S. citizen. I'm a natural person and a private American.
Okay.
So he's about to screw her over, and it's really at her behest because she's the one who she filed the motion for contempt and to have her thrown in a cage.
Mr. Crump, who is a U.S. citizen, however, has also violated the own court order that he brought into matter, because my child is supposed to go to school in DeKalb County, and he decided that he wasn't going to do that, Your Honor. This man is abusive, and at this point, I am over this whole situation.
Yeah, that's not before the court today.
Yep. Because, I mean, at this point, I'll take it up with God. I've not committed any crimes under God's law. I have not stolen. I have not bared false witnesses. I have not killed anyone. I have not dishonored my mother and my father, and I have not put any man before God, and I will not put any of you guys before God either.
Fine.
Tariq, back up. Mm-mm. Go back in.
All right, Ms. Lott, I'm gonna find you in contempt of court for failure to pay the $2,755.40. Order you incarcerated, that is jailed, until you've paid the money.
I will be taking it up with the IRS, and I will be filing liens because you guys do not have liens over myself, my estate, or my child. So
You'll take it up with the sheriff first.
Yeah, that's him trying to be cute. But that's another tactic that they use. They put liens on people's properties. They put liens on their, well, mainly it's going to be their cars. Even judges, they put liens on judges' cars. I don't think that you can do it on a house because it's protected under the homestead provisions. But yeah, I don't even know the taxes that they use, but I've talked to some of these people and they're about their business.
oh, I will not, because the sheriff does not have any jurisdiction.
Turn
No.
yourself in, or the sheriff will come out and arrest you.
Jurisdiction over me, and the sheriff does not have any jurisdiction over
That's
me.
fine. Once you're released, I'll give you 90 days to pay an additional $1,500 for attorney's fees incurred by the plaintiff for today's proceeding. And I'll ask.
Just look at how callous she is. She basically just went to her oppressor and used the law to oppress her own people. All she cares about is getting her money, right? Her attitude is, I deserve to be compensated for my time. But what about our time? We're held into court. We have to take off work. We have to waste our gas money to appear in court. We don't get compensated for that. That's why they always issue these fee schedules. And again, I'm going to start showing y'all more videos about how they do it.
Ms. St. Fleur to submit the order,
Will do, Your Honor.
and include in that the sheriff will notify the court when Ms. Lott has been arrested.
Can you guys provide me with evidence that you are Article 3 court and not a military court?
And we'll send you a copy of the order. Okay. All right. Anything?
It's good seeing you, Judge. It's been a long time, Judge. I hope
Yeah.
I mean, you see this? You see this collusion? Like, she's just sucking up like some kind of bit wench. This is so inappropriate. I mean, clearly he's not impartial. She's an attorney. They're all members of the same club, and she just fucked her own people over. This is. I'm sorry, y'all. These black attorneys are in on it. They are not your friends. They're going to fuck you over. If you're paying them, then they're happy, but at the end of the day, they're officers of the court before you are their client. So that's their primary duty. So I'm going to end this live stream because I do have another one and I just downloaded. So hopefully everything is good. And I'm going to go ahead and end this, and I'll be back in a couple of minutes.